Hi, everybody. We are continuing our Bible study about Joseph's life, and we are in Genesis 42, and I entitled Joseph's Brothers Go to Egypt. Recapping just a little bit from the previous ones. Joseph, he's pulled out from the prison because of Pharaoh's had a dream. Well, two dreams, but about the same thing. And Joseph is put in charge over whole Egypt to collect for 7 years grains, crops, and all what he could preserve because of the time of famine is going to be another 7 years. So he's in charge of that. And as he get there to that high position, now the 7 years of famine, they are starting. So here where we are right now. All right, let's dive in. All right, so Genesis 42 verse 1. When Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you just keep looking at each other?" He continued, "I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us so that we may live and not die." All right, so he found out that Egypt has lots of grains. They had money, but they had no grains. And for my surprise, they give grains to their animals. All right. So sometimes, you know, we think we lost family and all that. Now he has fame, like Joseph has fame. He is somebody in whole Egypt, second in command, and especially he's in charge with all the grains. For sure. Now he has his own family. He started praying. He's missed his family from here. He wondered what happened. Probably started praying, or he never ceased praying, and God answered his prayer. So through the starvation and all that famine, Joseph's family is pushed to go to Egypt to get food, grains. Verse 3. Then 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt. But Jacob did not send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with the others, because he was afraid that harm might come to him. So what happened? So Benjamin with Joseph were from Rachel, and he really loved Rachel a lot. That's why he served his uncle for 14 years to get to Rachel. And these are two children are from Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. So he loved them dearly. Now he lost Joseph. Now Benjamin, he became his number one that he loved. Probably in the meantime, his mother passed away, and now Jacob put his heart into Benjamin for love. Verse 5. So Israel's sons, which is Jacob and was called Israel, God changed his name. So Israel's sons were among those who went to buy grain, for there was famine in the land of Canaan also. Verse 6. Now Joseph was the governor of the land, the person who sold grain to all its people. So when Joseph's brother arrived, they bowed down to him. Again, the phone. Let me just turn it off. So when Joseph's brothers arrived, they bowed down to him with their faces to the ground. As soon as Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. "Where do you come from?" he asked. I think sometimes it's payback time, but he has other plans in his mind when he saw his brother. For his surprise, probably God started answering his prayers. He has to reunite him with his whole family. From the land of Canaan, they replied, to buy food. Also, Joseph recognized his brothers. The brothers didn't recognize him. They didn't recognize Joseph. Why? 13 years can change a person. Not just that, he has to wear those specific attires. Egyptian, in order to be in that position, he has to wear those specific Egyptian attires, robes, whenever, that they have on the heads, a hat. So they would not recognize him. And I would say he was more like a child when he was thrown in, in the cistern, but now he's 30 years old. Then he remembered his dreams about them and said to them, "You are spies." He remembered the dreams when they recognized their brother and they bowed to him. Now it clicked in his mind, like exactly how he had in his dreams. "You're spies. You have come to see where our land is unprotected." And his brother says, "No, my lord," they answered. "Your servants have come to buy food. We are all the sons of one man. Your servants are honest men, no spies." Oh, wow. He is playing a little bit with them, but he has a plan in his mind. He has a very good plan what to do. He's praying, he's asking God's direction. He was harsh from the beginning, but God is with Joseph, answering his prayer, and he wants all his family, not just his brothers. He wants all of them. So he has to have a plan, how to bring everybody here. He knows his father wouldn't let Benjamin to come. He will know he will not come, and this would be back and forth, just going. Maybe he will never see them again. So he had to make a very good plan, that he can bring all his family here before they recognize who he is. So I would say he does play them a little bit, but the main reason is to bring his family out here, including his younger, his brother, like from Rachel, his mom Rachel, and his father. Let's go next. "No," he said to them, "you have come to see where our land is unprotected." But they replied, "Your servants were 12 brothers, the sons of one man who lives in the land of Canaan. The younger is now with our father, and one is no more." Joseph said to them, "It is just as I told you, you are spies." So they tried to get themselves around, and it tells all the story that they have a father, they have another brother, and they're all alive and all that, and what's going on. And now Joseph has to make a plan to get everybody out from there. So I thought he was too harsh from the beginning. Don't you think his brothers, like I would say half brothers, deserved it? Probably yes. But he has to stick with the plan, which is much bigger than just making their life miserable at this point. So, deserve it or not, he has to play that they are guilty, they are spies, and and see what's coming next. Verse 15, and this is how you will be tested. As surely as Pharaoh lives, you will not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here. Send one of your number to get your brother. The rest of you will be kept in prison, so that your words may be tested to see if you are telling the truth. If you are not, then as surely as Pharaoh lives, you are spies. And he put them all in custody for 3 days to make sure that they know he means business. He want to see his brother Benjamin. Imagine he missed his family. He missed his brother, his father, and his brother Benjamin. Maybe for these ones, he missed them as well because they're brothers and all that. If they change, hopefully they change since they sold him away. Let's see. Verse 18, on the third day, Joseph said to them, do this and you will live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers stay here in prison, while the rest of you go and take grain back for your starving household. But you must bring your youngest brother to me, so that your words may be verified, that you may not die. This they proceeded to do. So they wanna scare them a little bit and they want to keep just one and send everybody else, because if they will send all of them away, they will not come back for this one. So it has to be very well planned in order for his plan to succeed. So he kept one of them and sent the other one with, because that if it keeps all of them, the father will not come and he's going to starve with no food with his brother. So he kept one of them in here and sent the other one with food to bring his younger brother. He was the youngest, Benjamin. And then when they come back, they said they believe them. They're not spies. But I would say he might have this plan. It was fabricated with God, because he was a wise man as well, but he don't want to harm anybody. And he don't want to give them a lesson either. He wanted all his family here. So he had to know how to manipulate things around to make sure he will have all of them here. So that was the plan. Verse 21, they say to one another, surely we are being punished because of our brother, which they talk about Joseph. We saw how distressed he was when he pleaded with us for his life, but we would not listen. That's why this distress has come on us. The brothers did not forgive themselves for what they did. And they think now this is like a punishment upon their heads. Reuben replied, didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy? Reuben was the older one. But you wouldn't listen. Now we must give an accounting for his blood. They did not recognize that Joseph could understand them since he was using an interpreter. So they called somebody. He pretended he was, Egyptian 100%. And he would tell he was not. And he got an interpreter that translated, and they were talking among each other without the interpreter, and they were just saying that his blood, Joseph's blood, fell on them because what they did. And probably it could be, but Joseph was in a much better place than they even could think about. Verse 24, he turned away from them and when he heard, and began to weep. His heart was, I would say his heart, Joseph's heart was really touched when he heard them talking that Joseph's blood, is upon them, and that's why they got into so much trouble. But then he came back and spoke to them again. He had Simeon taken from them and bound before their eyes. And it says, okay, let's bound him, like make sure that we, really play. He want to play that is for real. It's not just a game. That everybody will see that he's bound, like he's put him in the prison, kept. Joseph gave all orders to fill their bags with grain, to put each man's silver back in his sack, and to give them provisions for their journey. After this was done for them, they loaded their grain on their donkeys and left. I think to put the silver, everybody's silver back in their sack with grains on the top that they can see when they open the grains to eat. It was another thing to make them feel guilty. It's like, wow, what happened? Now we are in trouble. We got the grains. Now, another thing, so if this will not succeed with Simeon being here in Egypt, they will feel guilty, and when his father Jacob will not approve that, who says, no, you got to take the silver back to the man. So back to Egypt, that we are not thieves. He knew his father very well, so he had to play it safe, and also that he will know for sure 100% they are going to return with the silver and with the brother. Wow. Verse 27. At the place where they stopped for the night, one of them opened his sack and get fed for his donkey, and he saw his silver in the mouth of his sack. And he said, my silver has been returned. He said to his brothers, here it is in my sack. Their hearts sank, imagine, because first they were taking us spies. Now they are taking us, they are thieves. So their hearts sank, and they turned to each other trembling and say, what is this that God has done to us? They think it's a punishment from God. And but I say it was played very well by Joseph to make sure that they come back, just to return the silver and bring Benjamin. Verse 29, when they came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan, they told him all that had happened to them. They said, the man who is Lord over the land spoke harshly to us and treated us though we were spying on the land. But we say to him, we are honest men, we are not spies. We were 12 brothers, sons of one father. One is no more, and the youngest is now with our father in Canaan. So the father's questioning what's going on and what happened, and tell all the story to their father. Verse 33, then the man who is Lord over the land said to us, this is how I know whether you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me and take food for your starving household and go. But bring your youngest brother to me, so I will know that you are not spies, but honest men. Then I'll give your brother back to you, and you can trade in the land. Well, trade in the land like bringing money and getting goods, like grains. Wow. Um, I don't think Jacob took it well. Imagine um, that they know these his sons are trouble. He knew they're trouble, but he know they are that much in trouble. Um, and sooner or later, God will reveal everything um, in the right time. So I know sometimes, even because they feel guilty, like we we all done something, then after that we feel guilty for what we did. We try to make it up, and something happened. You hear something like, "Oh, because I did that," or "Because this happened because I did that." Is a punishment from God. Exactly how what happened with Joseph's brothers. They feel guilty for what they did, and all these 13 years they felt guilty. For sure, they talked about Joseph most of the time, like, wow, what is Joseph right now? He's gone. What did I do? Wow, that was bad. For sure, for sure. Um, they'll be like eating themselves up because what they did. But um, it was God's way, even though you think people are coming against you to do bad things sometimes, and you fell down in a pit or somewhere in your life, um but God is exactly where he wants you to be, um because then, as you did with Joseph, trained and got him where he is right now in our story. It gets you up in with your feet above everybody else. Just trust in God. That's all what you need to do. He directs your path. He directs your steps on the path you're supposed to take. So do not give up on God. This is the story, like Joseph's story is about not giving up. Stick with God whenever you do, whenever you are. And God turn everything in your favor. Let's keep going. As they were empty their sack, there in each man's sack was his pouch of silver. When they and their father saw the money pouches, they were frightened. Wow. Their father Jacob said to them, "You have deprived me of my children." He is so mad at this point. Joseph is no more, and Simeon is no more, and now you want to take Benjamin? Everything is against me. He doesn't understand why everything just rule out against Jacob. Um, no, he's talking that he lost two sons like Joseph, and now Simeon, because he's in prison there, like left behind, where he's tied to his hands. And now, if he is scared to let Benjamin go, he doesn't want to lose Benjamin, because why? He doesn't trust his sons. Is about trusting his sons because they all get in trouble, looks like it. And this is really big trouble. Like, wow. All right, let's go next. Then Reuben said to his father, "You may put both of my sons to death if I do not bring him back to you. Entrust him to my care, and I will bring him back." But Jacob said, "My son will not go down there with you. His brother is dead, and he is the only one left. If harm comes to him on the journey you are taking, you will bring my gray head down to the grave in sorrow." What he says that he's the only one, Benjamin, that he has. And if something happens to him, he is going to die prematurely. Well, his gray hair, he already has gray hair, but it will bring down to the grave in sorrow. Like he will die in sorrow, and he's not going easy on this. He just say no. Jacob say no. He doesn't want to send Benjamin with them because he doesn't trust them. Wow. I know, I enjoy it so much. I'm not sure if you can tell about that, but I just want to do more and more. It's so fascinating, and I'm so excited just doing this teaching, this Bible study. I would say with you guys, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. And there's still lots to come. We have like his Joseph's life is long, um, and is more to come. Until next time, I say goodbye. Goodbye now.